After Effects tricks and updates, a ton of advanced Photoshop tricks, and a profile of a truly multidisciplinary designer. It's Motion Mondays. It kind of feels like the future.
We have arrived onto the future, and the whole world is become electronic, supersonic.
What does the modern designer look like? Everyone's trying to figure that out these days. You've got AI, you've got new tools, new applications for motion design, and basically everyone I know, including some of the largest companies in the world, are trying to figure out what it looks like to be a successful designer today. A really good example is our friend Matthew Encina. You might know Matt from his previous gig at The Future with Chris Do. He's since gone out on his own as a multidisciplinary designer and co-founder of Mode Designs, making gorgeous high-end keyboards for enthusiasts. If you're the kind of designer who doesn't mind spending $300 on a mechanical keyboard, this is probably going to be your jam. Matt recently put out this cool video walking through his design process using Fusion 360 for CAD modeling, 3D printing with Bamboo Lab for prototyping, Cinema 4D and Redshift for renders, Figma for design, Illustrator for packaging. And while it's not required to know all these things, being as versatile as Matt is obviously a huge advantage. Gone are the days where motion designers simply wear one hat. The more well-rounded you are, the more options are going to be available to you. Here's a quick After Effects tip using a feature that's been around for years, but I found that a lot of artists don't really use it because, you're kind of set in your ways. This feature lets you build reusable animation rigs for just about anything. I've got this fake 3D cube with expression controls for height, size, colors, and you can animate all these things. But keeping each cube rig in its own comp or copying all the layers would be a huge pain. But check out Essential Graphics in the window menu. When you open it up, you'll see an empty space, and you can drag any properties you'd like to be controllable right into it. The magic happens when you then bring that pre-comp into a master comp. Those essential properties are now accessible right on the layer. I linked to them with expression controls just to have easier access. This is now something like a reusable component. Make a copy and change the essential properties on one without affecting the other. You can set up a rig and then duplicate and make variations and animate separately. It's an incredibly powerful technique that can save you a ton of time and organization. Time for a quick School of Motion news roundup. We recently launched quarterly pricing for our all-access membership. You save a bunch by going annual, but if you want quarterly flexibility, that is now an option. All-access members recently got a live workshop with PJ Richardson from Laundry Studio, where he took us inside their AI workflow. More studios are going public with how they're using AI, and spoiler alert, they're not using it to do the work for them. They're using it to move faster, iterate more easily, and automate tedious tasks. The replay of that event is available for all-access members in our community. And big news, Rive Academy Volume 2 drops next week. Over 11 hours of intermediate training with bones, advanced constraints, vector feathering, and what I think is one of the coolest features for motion designers, responsively designed animations and interactions. If you're working on the web, this is an absolute superpower. And finally, if you're new to motion design, we have 2 free classes, The Path to MoGraph for beginners and Level Up for motion designers looking to take the next step. You can grab those and start immediately for free. The links will be in the description. These days, it seems like a requirement to do personal projects or spec work to beef up your portfolio. Especially if you're trying to move away from certain work, you run into the catch-22 of no one hiring you for something you haven't done before. Awesome blog Creative Boom launched Boom Briefs to give you a creative workout. Each month, they release a new brief and feature artists who create something with it. Last month's brief asked designers to imagine their dream creative retreat and design the identity for it. This month's brief is called Northmark, Design the Identity for a New Graphic Design School in Manchester. I love this initiative. It's a great opportunity to do short sprints creating new portfolio work. And as a bonus, you can share it on social media, and it might get amplified by Creative Boom if you use the hashtag. So go ahead and bookmark Creative Boom. It is an awesome site. Wacom tablets are awesome. They are top of the line. They give you a lot more control than using a mouse or a trackpad, but are a bit pricey. Over the last several years, competitors have been building similar products at a much lower price, and recently the Xencelabs PD24 Plus hit our radar. In this creative block review, they cite great build quality, excellent color accuracy, and a nice drawing experience. Their biggest gripe is the stand, which isn't as sturdy as the Wacom. YouTuber Brad Colbo did a review comparing it to a Wacom Cintiq 24. It actually has more color capability and a higher resolution than the Wacom he's been using. The biggest selling point is obviously the price. It is significantly cheaper than Wacom options. From a specs perspective, it's actually better in a lot of ways than the closest Wacom models. This is why competition is good, and I love lower cost alternatives for artists. Blender has the most vibrant plugin community of any app on the planet. It is crazy how many tools there are. If you want something, there's probably a version that's either free or very inexpensive. This week, we're talking about two tools. One is a $6 grease pencil shape builder. Grease pencil lets you draw 2D shapes that turn into geometry, but you don't have many options to create complex shapes easily. Shape builder gives you parametric shapes with a simple control panel. Super useful for shape animation, and Blender makes it easy to combine 2D motion design with true 3D animation. Next is YT Tools for Blender for only 20 bucks. Yoshiaki Tazaki, one of Moto's lead developers, known for amazing modeling tools, released tools to mimic Moto's workflows in Blender. Many 3D artists we talk to are giving Blender a shot, and most younger artists are all using Blender, so it's definitely worth keeping up with all these new capabilities. Time to feature some amazing work. First up is a title sequence for Camp MoGraph by David Mellor, aka Mellow MoGraph, a really talented 3D motion designer who also dabbles in VR. The sequence perfectly captures the vibe. You're out in nature, amongst friends, living the adult summer camp lifestyle. I really love the style that David went with, taking 3D and using a toon shading aesthetic with that hand-drawn, boily look on the edges. And what I also love is how the camera movements are used as transitions. Cutting on action is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and you can see how effective it is. You don't need fancy transitions all the time. Just match the camera move from one shot to the next and cut where the camera's movement is fastest. The piece has a beautiful color palette that really nails the chilled out Camp MoGraph vibe. This is a sick reel from Brian James, and it caught my eye. It is a Rive motion design reel, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of these in the future. It's cleverly done, showing interactions through screen recordings with a mouse pointer demonstrating how it all works. What's cool is the aesthetic currently popular with Rive artists is very different than traditional motion design reels. Because Rive is still fairly new and adoption isn't massive yet, and it will be, trust me, you get ideas about its capabilities and how you might be able to use it to create cool animated interactions. This is an amazing skill to add to your toolset. It's almost a new type of reel, an interaction reel. Brian's work is amazing, and you can interact with quite a bit of it on his website, which also has really cool interaction design just on his portfolio. Finally, I was cleaning out my office and I found this poster from Cyriak Harris, the one-of-a-kind After Effects animator who makes some of the weirdest stuff you've ever seen. What I've always loved about his work is how weird it is, but also how cleverly he uses native After Effects tools to create animations that make everybody scratch their heads. His newest piece features what I can only describe as a cross between an Ouroboros and a goose. Yes. What I love about everything he does is there's basically nobody else on the planet who makes stuff like this. It's uniquely his vision, super weird, super quirky. If you're curious how Cyriak makes these pieces, he has old videos where you can follow along and see exactly how he uses clever built-in effects to create some of the weirdest animations you've ever seen. He's definitely one of my all-time favorites. Spline dropped more updates to their HANA tool. When HANA launched, it was a simple interaction design tool, but they keep adding really cool features. Latest additions include wrapping layers onto 3D objects, perspective and lighting effects, and noise and glass options, all playing back in real time. HANA's toolset is simple. It's not nearly as deep as Rive, but they have unique features. Because Spline has a 3D foundation, you have a lot more 3D capability built right in. You can select any 2D layer and apply 3D projection while keeping things editable. One really cool thing about their noise feature is progressive mode. You can dial in intensity and have it fade like a gradient. It's really great for fire or heat, hazy, blurry effects. As always, there are live demos on Spline's site where you can, if you have a Spline account, duplicate the files and see how everything was made. Our School of Motion Student of the Week is someone that I have known for years. Kash near Stuttgart, Germany is a freelance motion designer who currently works with Deutsche Welle. He's taken many School of Motion courses, been part of Hyper Island, interned at Newfangled Studios. This dude is a go-getter. He recently completed this challenging project in VFX for Motion where students have to tackle very detailed articulated roto and then composite a yogi into a subway station, matching the colors, grain, and shadows. Kash did an awesome job and added yet another skill to his bag of tricks. What I love about Kash is he's always pushing himself. His portfolio is extremely versatile. 2D, 3D, good design, and animation. He's positioning himself as a true generalist who can handle multiple styles, and that seems to be where the industry is going. I especially love this piece he did explaining the US Electoral College. Kash mixed simple graphics with that handmade Vox Media style to explain something probably weird to Europeans.
It is quite a spectacle, though, to see all of this pre-race activity.
His Instagram has tons of personal projects showing how many styles he works, and so give him a follow, and Kash, nice work, buddy. You think you know Photoshop. You've been using it for years. You feel pretty good at it. And then Brady Erickson drops 21 Photoshop tips and you knew 0 of them. Brady is a Photoshop genius and one of the most creative people at combining the built-in tools cleverly. He's like the Andrew Kramer of Photoshop. This video features useful tips like using the artboard feature to unlock the ability to place artwork around your composition for reference. A trick using clone stamp to get rid of color halos when cutting things out. The craziest one is adjustment layer knockouts. Stacking adjustment layers and using blending options to pass one layer through holes in another. It's kind of hard to explain. You got to watch the video. He also shows how to deal with aliasing problems. I mean, there's just a ton in here. So if you're not following Texture.Labs YouTube channel, I order you to do so because honestly, you're gonna learn a lot. Aron Stern, who might be the Brady Erickson of After Effects, this dude knows more about After Effects than anyone I've ever met, dropped a video on the new version 2025.4 features. He shows dynamic text support from Photoshop, which lets you create justified type lockups much more easily, then bring those into After Effects and convert it to editable text. This makes certain design tasks much easier. The celebrated quick offset feature staggers layers with keyboard shortcuts. We've been asking for this forever. He goes over less obvious features like documentation links for every effect and new hotkeys for duplicating layers. While there aren't any truly show-stopping features, After Effects is at the point where I actually get more excited about quality of life improvements than anything else. Check out Aron's video, linked in the description. NodeFest 2025 is November 28th in Melbourne, Australia. It features a great lineup, including Ian Hague from Ketchup, Charlotte Parsons and Oz Smith from Soma Studios, Philip Tibbles from Canva, a bunch of other incredible people, and friend of School Motion Billy Chitkin from the Detroit collective Boxfort. NodeFest is also holding their annual ident competition. Create a 15 to 30 second ident with amazing prizes. There's even a partner giving 3 artists free sound design on their entry. If you win the best ident, you get a whole bunch of stuff, including a free 12-month School Motion All Access membership. And there's even a student category. Check out NodeFest and their ident competition. All the details will be linked in the description. And that is it for this episode of Motion Mondays. Don't forget, we now have quarterly pricing for All Access. Rive Academy Volume 2 is dropping next week, so get ready for that. And if you are motion curious, please check out our free courses, The Path to MoGraph and Level Up, available right now on our website. You can sign up and take them immediately. That's on the house. There's no charge. It's free. Anyway, I hope you have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday.